What is going on, my dudes and dudettes? It's gonna be a story time video today, so make sure you stay tuned. Alright, enough with that gangster malarkey there, so it's gonna be a story time video. Right, this is actually just a story that happened to me a few years back. It's not the greatest story in the world, but as always, guys, with these stories there's a lesson to be learned, so just keep watching. So this is the story of this is the story of how I bought my first snake. Actually my first ever snake, really. So I went on Gumtree, and I actually found this corn snake. Now, not many people actually know about this story, so if you're a close friend of mine, you're going to want to watch this. So I saw this corn snake on Gumtree. I can't remember the people selling his name, but I messaged them, and I went over there, and they said, oh look, it's free. We got a couple here. We got to downsize. They lived in sort of like a not very nice area. It was really, well, I tell you about that now. So I was pulling up looking for this place. Not that far from me, it's a couple of miles away. So I'm driving along now, like that, right? And I see this place, and I'm like, oh no, please tell me they don't live up there. And they did, obviously. So I pull up, and I'm not lying, I go so far into this sort of like estate, and there's this kid on a skateboard, and he's drinking a can of lager, right? So that's a red flag to start with. You know what I mean? He's only about, I don't know, 13 tops. It was in the middle of the day. He's just drinking a can of lager by himself, like. So I carry on driving. I couldn't find the house, so I start phoning them, and then I get this woman answer the phone, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll get my husband to meet you at the door, and she's nice enough, whatever. So the guy comes to meet me at the door. He's not a very well dressed man. That's all I'm gonna say over that. He was a bit of a state. I'm not gonna, rip on the man too much, like, do you know what I mean, about his appearance and stuff, but he certainly could have been dressed better. So I go in there, and there's this woman sitting on the floor, sobbing, saying, you're not taking my rabbit, you're not taking my rabbit. Bear in mind, I was just on the phone to her, and she knew exactly who I was, because I was just on the phone to her. And she all of a sudden thought I was going to take a rabbit. So this really, I should have went to that point, because they clearly had their issues and stuff, which is fine. Everyone's got their own demons. But, really, as a first time keeper, that's not the type of situation you want to be in to get your first snake. So I go in there, and they've got a couple of corn snakes and stuff like that there, and they wanted to rehome them. So they got a couple out. They got a couple of adults out, and they got this what they told me was a 2-year-old corn snake out, and they got it out, and it was about that long. It was really, really small, about 16 inches, no longer than that. So they get this snake out, and I fell in love with it. I think it was like a charcoal or an anthristic. I'm not big on corn snake morphs, but it was nice. I really liked this, so I said, yeah, I'll take good care of it. I'll have that one. So right, fine. They said, oh yeah, you can come back, you can have the setup for free. We don't need it. So I was like, right, okay, I can't take it home with me now, because I've got nothing home to take it home with me. So I'll leave, come back in a couple of days' time, and I'll take it then. Great. So a couple of days goes by. I get some strange messages off them, to say the least, but anyway, I go there anyway, and the lady's not there, and the guy answers the door to me, and he seems very grumpy, and he's on the phone, You know, he starts telling me about I was Mrs. in hospital and stuff, and he said, oh, she's asking me to drive down there, but I can't drive, and he was clearly hinting for me to take him down, which I wasn't prepared to do, to be honest, because I didn't know this man yet. I wasn't really comfortable being in the house with just him there. Anyway, I didn't know that it was just going to be him there. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have gone. So I go in, it's just in there. He gives me the corn snake, and he says, oh, do you still want the setup? And I go, yeah, sure. So he takes me in the kitchen. He goes, oh, I want 120 quid for a little 2-foot vivarium. 2x2 it was, right? And he was wrecked. And they wanted 120 quid for it. So I was like, right, I'm obviously not gonna buy it. They told me they were giving me a 4x2 for free. Which is fine, they changed their mind on that, that's fine. But I personally think it was some sort of money flipping operation where they sort of lure people in with these free snakes and then charge them over the odds by flipping these vivariums over. So I left there without the viv, and all the time this bloke was hinting for me to take him down to the hospital. To see someone down there. I don't know who it was, but I wasn't prepared to do that. It was like 50 miles away in the opposite direction to where I was going, and no chance with this sketchy looking dude in the car. I mean, I would have been massively out the pocket time wise as well, and I just wanted to get this corn snake home and set up. Luckily I'd already bought a setup, a plastic one, because I'd read about quarantines and stuff. Obviously I didn't realise you didn't need to quarantine a snake if you didn't actually have any other snakes. But I bought it anyway, so I did have some sort of a setup, so I just walked away. Later on then, I wait a week like you're supposed to before you offer it food. I offer it food, doesn't take, so I get in touch with the shop, like just a local shop, and they say, oh, you know, don't worry about it, it's just settling in, it's fine. And this goes on now for a couple of weeks. So I actually take the snake to a shop, not knowing anything about snakes really and how big they should be at certain ages, because I am new, right? I know I was keeping the temps and and where they needed to be, but I didn't know how big the thing should be at 2 years old. So I take it down and he's shocked. He cannot believe how small the snake is. For a 2-year-old snake, he was flabbergasted. He couldn't get over it. So he's like, look, you know, you need to get this snake feeding ASAP. You know, try setting it with tuna. That didn't work. Nothing worked. So, you know, a couple of weeks went by, and I ended up putting an ad up back on Gumtree, and I ended up delivering it then to a local man who said, yeah, you know, I've kept boas and stuff like that before. I've kept all sorts. So I go to his house, and it's like there's animals everywhere, which, you know, is a good sign really, considering they all looked in pretty good health. They all had big cages and stuff like that. So that was great. So I take it there. I give him the setup and everything I've got for him. I didn't charge him for anything. I was just wanted the snake to survive. So I give it all to him, and then I went home basically. I was really upset about the whole situation, because obviously I really did want that pet snake. But it wouldn't have been much longer before I got my actual first snake. I don't include that as my first snake because obviously I only had it for a short period of time. It was a mistake that I really shouldn't have made, trying to rescue it from that house. I use rescue really loosely there, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't gonna survive if it stayed there probably. you know, they had cats everywhere and stuff like that, which is fine, but the setups weren't the greatest. I think she said at one point they didn't have enough money to buy heat mats and stuff, so what they did, they just put an oil radiator next to the Vivs, turned that on, and that was the heat source. So it wasn't the greatest home. The snake wasn't in the greatest condition. I didn't know any better at the time, so I just took it, and that was that, really. So, you know, word of caution, guys, if you see a situation like that, walk away. Alright, don't make the mistake I did. Anyone really that looks a bit sketchy to you, they're selling a snake or even giving away a snake, just walk away. Especially if you've already got snakes, it could have any sort of disease. I don't care how cheap they're selling the snake for, or if it's free or whatever, it isn't worth it for your already current collection. And the chances are there's something wrong with the snake, like, you know, my situation where the snake clearly wasn't eating, despite it being a corn snake, could have had any number of problems. So just avoid it altogether, really. That would be my advice, is if you're in a situation like that, just walk away. Stay completely clear of them altogether, because you're gonna have big problems. So yeah, that is the end of the story time with me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got a similar story, comment down below and let me know what it is. If you liked the video, or as always, like the damn video, subscribe if you're new around here, smash that notifications icon, destroy that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.